right, guys. Welcome back. This is episode 55.
55 indeed.
Really letting it ring.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. I'm also kind of sad. I have an announcement to make. Very big announcement. My life is going to change forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last day of recording with this notebook. It has
Dang,
to be
man.
replaced.
It's been a good one. So it's like 50. How much of, is it all just notes from here?
It's all notes for the podcast.
Okay.
It's not all podcast notes.
I got you. Whoa. I just
I'm
noticed
guessing
this
it's-
chair goes up and down.
Yeah.
What the heck? 50%. I don't know. What are we talking about today? Do you know?
No, I'm not sure.
That's great.
Ever. Ever.
Well, what did we do this morning?
We went out and did some hard stuff this morning. I did a medium run. Gabe did a long run in the same time.
I was pretty pumped this morning. I PR'd my half marathon this morning, and I ran 17 miles total, or 17.15 total. I was pretty pumped about that. 6:43 average pace, and I'm feeling it.
Cooking.
I'm feeling it right now. My glutes are pretty sore, and my hamstrings were bad off directly after it. I like how the windows are open right now. You can't see it, but the windows are open right now. It's almost summertime.
We've got the birds chirping.
When this is posted, it'll be March 1st. Let's go. I'm so sick and tired of the winter and cold. Yep. But yeah, we got up this morning, went to the Legacy Trail in Lexington, and got about 17 miles. Well, I got 17 miles. I was shooting for 18, and the way the workout was supposed to be 3 to 4 warm-up. It was 15 to 18 miles, and, when I see that, I'm like, well, I'll just do 18. But it was 3 to 4 warm-up miles. I did 4 warm-up miles, and, I was wearing my Alpha Flies, and they really do make you a lot faster. And I ran the first mile 7:06, and I wasn't even trying at all. Then I ran the second mile at 6:39. I'm like, I need to slow down a little bit. And my third mile was, I think it was in the 6:40s, and very similar 6:40, 6:50s for the fourth one. And so I had the warm-up miles, and I did a 3x3 miles at marathon pace. And so I set my watch for about 6:40 to 6:55 marathon pace, and that's what I was trying to stay around, because that's kind of what it's supposed to be at. And I did the first mile. I was getting kind of lost on that trail because I never did it before, so it was kind of slower because I had to turn around a couple times. But I think I averaged the first 3 miles of that workout at a 6:43. Let me tell you. Let me pull it up here. It was 6:43. Yeah, 6:43. Then I did a half mile cool down, 3.5 minutes, or half mile recovery. Then I did another 3 miles at a 6:34 pace. Then another half mile. Then I did another 3 miles at 6:29 pace. And my fastest mile in that being 6:19. I ran a 6:32, 6:16. 6:32, 6:16 to 6:38. And I think that 6:16 mile is when I was realized I was close to my half marathon PR. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to go get it. And then my cool down, I was supposed to do 3 cool down miles, which I did. Then I was supposed to run a little bit extra to get to the 18 mark, but I ran those last 3 miles at a 6:38 pace. And something that a guy I follow on YouTube talks about, his name's Noah Anderson. We've mentioned him on here before, and he just released a documentary on YouTube that I'd recommend anybody watching. I really enjoyed it, about him competing and finishing his first Ironman back in September. Right now he's trying to go to the Ironman 70.3, which is a half Ironman, to qualify for the World Championships. That's what he's trying to do now. And he posted that documentary. It's very well shot. Just production of it, song choice. I mean, just all of it. I mean, it was beautiful to watch, I thought. But he talked about it in that documentary that why is he training? Why is he kind of doing what he's doing? And a lot of times it's for me, it's like, well, why do I do this? It's just because, well, I tell everybody I'm going to do it, so I got to go do it.
Yeah.
And I've kind of made it my, I don't want to say identity, but it's a big part of my life. Kind of how I run and what I go do. And so, like I told a bunch of people today or yesterday, it's like, yeah, I'm running 18 miles tomorrow. At least the people that I was around yesterday. And it feels weird saying that and not finishing those 18 miles. I mean, I still did 17.15 or 17.15, but it still kind of felt weird because it felt like not that I cheated myself, it's just that I didn't finish what I had set out. And I don't think that's the right way to look at it because, I mean, on my plan it said 15 to 18 miles, which I did that. But it's what I feel like I got out of the run. I don't think I could have I don't think running that extra little bit would have gave me anything.
Yeah.
You know, because I was running it at kind of I was supposed to be running at a slower pace, but I mean, I was just running the same pace the whole time. And I could have kept that pace up for, well, shoot, who knows how long I could have kept that pace up, just because I was feeling good. But I got back to the car, and I was thinking that last mile, I'm like, well, I know I'm a mile out from the car. I'm still kind of a mile and a half, a little bit more mile and a half from 18. I'm like, am I doing this because I want to get to that number, or am I doing this because I want to give myself the best ability to run a sub 3-hour marathon? And I think pushing, kind of gutting it through that last little bit, I don't think it would have done anything for me today. Could be wrong, but that's just kind of that's where my head was at. And so I cut it quits. Cut it short and called it quits there. And because the workout section of that run was over with and had been over with for 20 minutes. I was just getting back to the car. So, yeah, that's kind of how my experience was this morning. And the thing is, it's like some of them miles, I feel like I could have ran them a little faster. Wow. Is the thing. It's like my average heart rate was 156. And so I'm very hopeful and very excited for May 3rd, but I'm going to need 2 or 3 more runs just like that to say, like, all right, let's do it. Because, I mean, yeah, I did 17 miles today. That's 9 miles from 26. But anything can happen in that last hour. It's like, yeah, you can run for 2 hours at that pace. So what? Can you run for 50 more minutes? You know, like that's what's, because you get kind of in that, I wouldn't say danger zone, but you get in that kind of headspace is like, it's the unknown. You get in that unknown spot because I reached mile 22. Oh, shoot, I reached mile 20 last year, and I was just dead. Like, those last 6 miles, they were brutal. And I hit mile 22, and everything hit the fan. Like, it was, like, I literally gave it everything I had. And I don't want to get, I want to get to that point again of saying, hey, this is all I got. But I don't want it to be with 30 minutes left in the race, and I'm like, oh, crap, what do we do now? You know, I don't want it to be then. So that's something I got to work for and train towards. So that's kind of my experience. I ran 54 miles this week. Pretty cool. Have 24,000 steps today. 59 flights of stairs climbed. It was kind of a hilly course this morning.
Really, it was tough.
So
I did the first couple, and I was like, that's all right. You know,
yeah.
If we keep doing that, we'll be good.
Yeah.
And then there were a couple big ones.
Did you make it to that? Because how far did you run this morning?
I ran 8.11.
So did you do?
On the watch. I did run past. I ran more than that, but I don't know how much. So I left the bathroom that saved my life this morning.
I didn't even see that bathroom.
There was it was the first real like maze looking part.
Okay.
Like you go,
and there was like a little park there.
There was a little park.
Yeah. Oh, that hill right after that underpass.
Yeah, yeah, boy.
That one was brutal. I about ran into like 5 dudes that were, I think they were like on a track team or something.
Yeah.
I was like staring straight at the ground because when I'm running up a hill, especially a steep hill, I don't want to look up. I stare straight at the ground. I was kind of in the middle, and I just happened to look up, and there was like 5 dudes running straight at me, and I got over to the side a little bit so they could get by me. But Legacy Trail in Lexington, I'd check it out. But
yeah,
what were you saying?
It was cool to see people out there. I left that bathroom, and I tried the run walk method this morning. I was running 5 minutes and then walking a minute after, and it was nice. It was really nice.
Yeah.
Because anytime I walk on a run, I get like mad about it.
Yeah.
But I left the bathroom, and I just like was listening to music, and I was trying not to look at my watch because I was getting that point where I was like checking my watch like way too much.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to look at my watch, and I was like, I just sat down for like 10 minutes in a public bathroom. It was really clean. It was really clean. Nice bathroom. They even had door locks, like a padlock, so they can lock it up. And
okay.
But anyway, nice bathroom. I leave there. I feel pretty fresh. I run for a few minutes, I think. It was at least one song.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, where am I at? I looked down at my watch, and I didn't start it back. I was like, gosh dang it. And I thought I was going to need another bathroom trip. So I was like, screw it. I'll turn around. And then that way, if Gabe beats me to the car, I'll be up there sooner.
Yeah.
And I'll just finish out what I was looking for. I was looking for 10.
Yeah.
And you got up there, and I was like, this is good enough. It's good enough. I'm ready to go. But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was cool to see people out there like enjoying themselves while running.
I know it.
Because I mean, when I run in Irvin, I've crossed one person on a run in Irvin, and I don't even know who it was.
I actually saw yesterday when I was in town running. There was a woman in town running as well. Yeah. No, that was 2 or 3 days ago.
Yeah,
maybe, I don't know. Whenever it was nice, when it wasn't raining and cold.
Like when I'm in town running, I'm probably the only person just out for a run in town, and I'm hating it usually.
Yeah.
And like I saw 2 or 3 groups of women running on the trail.
Yeah.
And they were running way faster than me and talking way like really casually.
Yeah.
And then like I saw a couple groups of guys running.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
A bunch of people out on bikes going. It was
felt like
sick.
Felt like a Colorado Springs thing,
Yeah. Well, I think that's just in bigger cities that actually have trails like that because they
actually have infrastructure.
Yeah, there's people like that everywhere. It's just there ain't nowhere to do it here,
Yeah, and
sadly,
our local demographic is not that of a big city.
Yes,
it's just not.
Yeah, and plus doing it here, up and down, it would be bad. But yeah, I think what we got though is pretty solid. I mean, we got at least a good 3-mile stretch to play with, River Drive and Main Street, so you could work that to however you'd want to, if the sidewalks weren't slanted and or broken and chipped and all that. But that's how it goes sometimes. Or I guess not sometimes. That's just how it is. So you gotta accept it. But you got to do. Let's see, what am I saying? You got to deal with the cards you're dealt, I guess. Play the cards you're dealt.
Play the cards you're dealt.
So yeah, that was our run this morning. So pretty good time.
Yeah. you talked about identity a little bit,
mm-hmm.
and I don't want to. I feel like I always try to talk about identity. I feel like anytime I talk on the show, it's about identity.
Well, it's an important thing to understand about.
But I thought of that, and I really hope that I haven't shared this on here. But I've tried to shift my thinking pattern, I guess. Because I get caught up in work life like way too easily.
Yeah.
Like to a point where everything else is just like a extra. Like my work's my work.
Yeah.
So I tried to shift that. And I tried to shift that into outlining what my actual jobs are in life. And they're really just my relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a husband, I'm a brother, and I'm a son.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a really nice shift. I don't know where I want to go with this.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something that I've thought about recently. But like looking at my job as a part of the things I do to fulfill my 3 jobs currently is my work. My work's not my life.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people get wrapped into that. I don't know.
That's yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it.
One of these days I'll have 4 jobs, hopefully.
But
that'll be weird.
But it's interesting. I mean, because I kind of had a very similar conversation last night. I don't want to get too in detail with it, but it was revealing to me. Like you said, you have 3 jobs, and you have 3 jobs: husband, brother, and son, right?
Yeah.
And so everything you do is to fulfill those 3 jobs. Is that kind of what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and it's solely relationship based, and I like that a lot. But it kind of in my life, it's like, let's see, student. We'll just do college and throw that college, youth minister. Let's see, track. Let's see what else is going on. This. I'm just trying to think of all the things I'm doing right now. Be good to your brother. Running, because that's almost a job in its own, as much freaking time I put into it. That. Let's see, what else do I do? I don't know. A friend, I'd put that in there. I'm also a brother.
I will
son.
I will add that the brother, 2 of those things are doubles.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not a husband for 2 people,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
I'm a husband for 1 person.
Yeah.
Brother
is also friend, yeah.
Is also friend.
Yeah. I got that, but I didn't. But like, so I've got all these different things going on. How do you fit all of those different things into one streamlined thing that works into you?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, like, for you said to fulfill those roles, I mean, you spend a lot of time working, and so that means a lot of your effort goes into working in your work, whether you're traveling to North Carolina or whatever you're doing, right? Or so a lot of your time and a lot of your energy goes into that. And so say the other responsibilities you're doing, it's hard to give 100% and to give full effort into those other responsibilities. And like for me, it's like if I'm working or if I'm running, we'll do exercise as one thing. So I try to go to the gym at least 3 times a week is what I've kind of been doing. Push, pull, and another push and or pull. And because I ain't touching legs, I've tried it and tried to implement it, and it's just not fun, so I don't do it. And I get enough leg workouts in as it is with running 50 plus miles a week, sometimes 60. So exercise, we'll put that in as running at least 45 minutes a day, sometimes more. And so the 3 times a week lifting is another 40, at least another 45 minutes a day. So let's just say 2 to 3 hours exercise a day. I don't know, is that fair to say? That also goes in with the getting there before, after, shower, and cleaning up and all that stuff. I'd say 2 to 3 hours of exercise a day.
Like that's plenty fair.
Today we were 7:30. We didn't get home till 12:30 today.
Yeah.
Like, so today was kind of an anomaly, but we put 5 hours into our exercise today. And so then you got school, where you got class 3 times a week. So those classes usually last anywhere from an hour to hour and a half, close to 2 hours. And so that also adds, and those are in the night time, so it's not as bad with like time, but it spreads stuff out. Then you got all the stupid, worthless homework that they make us do with it. Sorry, EKU, but that's what it is. It's busy work, and they know it. But, I mean, then you got that. Then you got track. Well, let's see, track is what? At least 3 times a week, and, you know, that's an hour or 2. It's just, it's hard to just give energy, 100% energy and 100% effort into each thing. And not even to mention, probably the most important job that I have is the youth minister, and the kind of the influence I have over those kids at church is like, it's a hard thing to do. And that's kind of what I talked about. I had a conversation about last night. It's like, I'm just so, I wouldn't say I'm stretched thin. I just don't know how to allocate my time properly. And that's something I'm kind of struggling with. Putting what pieces where. Like there's a big puzzle, and I don't know where the pieces connect.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But I don't know. It's just kind of, once I say it out loud, like here, it makes it more comprehensible of like what all I'm doing. Because like for me, it feels like I'm not even doing much, you know. Like, well, I'll wake up and run, or wake up and hang around the house for a little bit, then go run and do some homework here and there, and just go to school, and day's over. But like, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of in that point of where I don't have a set schedule and everything's changing. It doesn't feel like I'm doing a lot. But then again, we look at an outsider looking in. It's like, man, this guy's doing a lot. Or
definitely,
I don't know. I don't want to like victimize myself in this situation, because that's not. And I hope I'm not sounding like that, because I'm not trying to be a victim, because everything I'm doing, I'm choosing to do. It's just I'm struggling handling it, I guess, would be the best way to put it, and handling that time. And to go back to what you said about fulfilling those 3 roles you have, what you do in your day needs to be going to fulfilling those roles and fulfilling those responsibilities. And I think a lot of times what I do in the day does not fulfill those roles and responsibilities that I've set for myself.
Yeah.
I mean, the running does, but shoot, I've done it for so long. And it's like I've said before, it's kind of easy. I mean, it's still hard. It still sucks a lot of the time, but like it's kind of easy because I know I'm good at it, and I know that I can go do it, and I don't really struggle with it. When I say struggle with it, yeah, I physically struggle with it, but I can handle that.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for me to handle other struggles sometimes. And so, like the running aspect, I'll just go and knock that out. Like, it's no big deal. Like I said to you this morning before I started, I said, I don't know if I'm mentally prepared enough for this 18-mile run that I'm about to do. And I went and crushed it and PR'd in the half marathon and
apparently
ran a 640.
5K.
Huh?
Apparently I PR'd my 5K.
But like,
which is apparently 37.5 minutes, which is BS, Strava. It's actual BS. I did a 28 a while ago. But it was on a treadmill. So.
But it's I think that's just kind of what I'm struggling with right now, and understanding that I don't have to do these things alone, and I don't have to do these things all by myself, and that there's like people that give a crap and will help you out. You know,
I struggle with that too. It's like it never crosses my mind when I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do everything I need to do, that I can just ask somebody for help.
Yeah.
Although sometimes I have to, but like,
hey, come hold this wrench.
Normally, normally it's, normally it's not just a thought of like, I can just ask somebody to help me out with something.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. Because I know some people that'll ask you for help to do anything.
Yeah. I think it's
work with them.
I think it's the kind of the mindset where I don't want to be a burden on anybody. Yeah. That's kind of the mindset that I have. And like I like to work for the things I have.
I think I've got that, and I've got like a self-expectation that I should be able to handle anything that comes across my day. Yeah.
That too. But it's interesting for sure. Because I can't think of the last time I asked for help in anything, other than like, hey, come hold this wrench, like something simple like that. Yeah. But I don't know.
Ask for help.
Yeah. Put it on a t-shirt. But it's an interesting kind of thought process that I'm battling with, I guess, at the time. Because like it's crazy to me. It's like Kevin sent me a Instagram reel. I can't remember what it was, or I can't remember what it exactly said, but I think it kind of relates to this scenario. It says, when you catch yourself worrying about something, but you're low key the GOAT, and you realize you figure it out every single time.
Yeah.
Like, and so, like, everything that I've come about, like that's like you said, come across my day, I figured it out. So what's the point in worrying about it? Well, the Bible says don't worry about it. Yeah. And so I'm not usually worried about it, but I think also me not being worried about it leads to me not caring about it as much as it should be cared about.
Yeah, I think there's a good level of worry. Like I'm worried about paying for my rent, so I will not call in Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
I won't just quit my job.
I think there's a little difference between like worrying like that and being anxious about it.
Yeah. Anxious is not good.
Yeah.
Most of the time. There are different types of anxious though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're nervous and excited.
Yeah.
And then you're anxious for it.
Yeah, you're anxious because you give a crap about it.
Yeah.
It's like...
But not just anxious, like
May 3rd.
Oh gosh, everybody hates me.
Yeah. Like May 3rd, or I guess May 2nd, I probably won't be able to sleep that night. I'll be laying in the bed staring at the ceiling.
I know I won't sleep.
So...
Freaking Airbnb, we need to think about that. Or we're going to be sleeping in the Tacoma.
Let's just spend more money right now. We're spending money left and right.
Screw it. My bank account is nothing but a segue. It's like money comes in and then it goes.
But, we ought to do that quick. But...
How much is a freaking Hilton, dude? We'll split a room.
But it's interesting, though, just kind of that mindset that... because I know we ain't the only ones that struggle with that, and I know other people struggle with that too. I've talked to people that struggle with that, and so
about worrying or not asking for help, or both.
Both. C, all the above.
Yeah.
And D, all the above, and the ones that weren't mentioned.
Yeah.
And so, it's funny as people how we can be so different in the way we do things and the way we act, but like at our base, we're all the same. You know? And so then it comes to that division point. Why are we divided? Why does it, like, you know, what does it matter? But, what are you writing over there? What?
That's just a thought I had this morning.
Oh, applying that thought to... Well, I can give you the answer to that right now.
I know.
I'll give you the answer to that right now.
I knew your counter.
Because
there's written...
Because that's the roles that were set.
Yeah,
is what that is.
But...
All right, we're back.
We're back.
We need a guest.
We need to finish this episode.
We need a guest.
We can cut this one at 30.
Huh?
We can cut this one at 30.
Nah, we'll keep going. But I've got important stuff to talk about here. But yeah, it's been a long day, and it's hard to put thoughts to words a lot of the time, especially here recently, and you can probably tell if you're still listening, but I hope you are. But I went and talked to the FCA kids yesterday at the high school, and there was probably 20 to 30 in there, I'd say. It's pretty cool to get the opportunity to do that. And I asked them the question. I said, who in here has a strong faith in God? And a lot of them was like, well, me, I do. I said, all right, prove it to me. Nobody said anything. Which, I mean, they're a bunch of high school kids. They ain't going to say nothing. Especially if you're talking about religion and talking about Christ. They're just going to be sitting there kind of looking at one another. I said, could you prove it to me? Well, no one said anything. Well, how would you go about proving your faith? What would be the first thing that you would do?
Proving my faith or proving my...
Well, proving anything. I guess proving anything.
I would say the way...
Proving...
That's difficult. Because I know I've heard so many good arguments.
Yeah.
But I don't like...
Well, let me start.
Think about it. I think the way I would go about it is I would talk about what the disciples did after Jesus resurrected.
Okay, I like that. That's a good starting point. But that's not kind of the question I was meant to be asking. We're good at this.
Yeah, bro.
We're good at this.
I can't wait to be at the Fusher Medical.
Yeah, we submitted our application today. Hopefully they accept us. But anyways, the example I said, I'm like, all right, you've probably seen me because I run by the high school all the time, and I've heard people say, well, I saw you running. I'm like, well, you might have seen me out and about running because I'm kind of into that. And I'm telling everybody I know that I'm going to run a sub 3 hour marathon. I said, would I simply be able to accomplish that goal just by saying it? Well, the answer is no. Like, I can't just say, hey, I'm going to go run a sub 3 marathon and have no prior training at all and have no prior experience. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do that. And so what do you do to back up that goal or to back up that statement?
You train.
You work for it. You got to work for it. Like that's what it is. And so if you're having a strong faith in God, can you just say that you have a strong faith in God and is that enough to prove it, that faith, that you have a faith in God? just by saying, well, I believe in God, is that enough? That's kind of the question I'm proposing.
Well, that's tough because I don't remember what episode it was specifically, but like, I was talking about how much I struggle with if somebody just told me I wasn't Christian, and they've just got to think that. There's nothing I can.
I would say just saying, hey, I have a strong faith in God is not enough and not sufficient. Because number one, Jesus, if you have a faith in God, you're going, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and say it, but your actions are going to back up that faith if you truly have that strong faith in God. If I'm telling everyone I'm going to run a sub-3 marathon, I'm going to be doing the stuff that someone that runs a sub-3 marathon are doing. I mean, we've talked about this before. And so I kind of brought up the point. It's like, well, it's the same thing. The example is the same thing with our walk with Christ. It's like, yeah, you can show up to church, and show up to FCA, or show up to youth group, or pray, or just kind of do whatever, and just kind of talk the talk. But if you're not walking the walk, it ain't the right way to be doing things. It's not what Christ instructs us to do. And this isn't the only example, but this is the first example that pops up. 1 Corinthians 11:1, just what Paul says in that. It says, be imitators of me, just as I also am of Christ. Like, Paul's saying he's an imitator of Christ, and he's telling the Corinthians and telling us to be imitators of him. So if I'm imitating Christ, what does that look like? You can't just say, Christ just didn't say, well, my dad's God, and I love him. He followed out everything else and set the example of everything else that we're supposed to be doing. And I think that's important to say and to mention. But the FCA theme this year is John 15. And since we don't have nothing else to talk about, we'll talk about this. John 15. I am the true, this is Jesus talking to his disciples. I'm the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that bears fruit, he prunes it, so that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, so neither can you unless you abide in me. So in that scenario, or that analogy he's using there, like, if you're looking at a tree, if you're looking at an apple tree, and you cut the limb off, that limb's got apples on it, but it's not going to produce any more fruit because it's not connected to the tree anymore. Same analogy here with Christ. Verse 5 says, I'm the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, he bears much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away as a branch and dries up, and they gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. That's clearly an analogy to hell there.
Yeah.
If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. My Father is glorified by this, so that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. Just as my Father has loved me, I have also loved you. Abide in my love. Well, that right there is saying that, I've got faith in God, isn't enough. Like, you have to truly abide in Christ. Because if you're abiding in Christ, you're going to abide in the Father, and you're going to produce those fruits. And what does he mean by producing fruits? He's telling us to produce fruits. We will produce fruits. That goes to it goes to actions, I think. and kind of what we do and how we talk. I wouldn't say how we talk, but just kind of how we go about things.
How we act.
How we act. I mean, it's in the word, Gabe. Duh. But so the fruits, it immediately makes me think of the fruits of the Spirit, and Paul's writing to the people of Galatia, and Galatians 5:22 and 23, it says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law," which we've talked about before on this show. Yeah. That against those fruits being love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Those things, as Christians, we need to constantly be producing. Because you look in John 15, when you think of an apple tree, the apple tree doesn't try to produce apples. That's just what it does, right? You look at a plant, it grows. You look at crops, it grows and produces something, not because it's trying to, just because it does. Like, it's what it does. So if we're close to God and we're truly abiding in Him, like Jesus is telling us to, we are going to be producing those things, producing those fruits, as Paul is talking about, producing the love, the joy, the peace, the kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If we're truly abiding in Him, those things will come naturally. And I've kind of found that to be true, just kind of in my experiences. Yes, I still struggle with all of those: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. I struggle with all of those, kind of producing that all the time, because, like, even an apple tree, it ain't going to produce a good apple every time. Like, some of them might be rotten because of worms digging in them or whatever's getting at it. But producing good fruit, that's something we should be doing, and something we need to be doing. And I think it's neat that he said, or that the theme for FCA that they chose was proven. It says in verse 8 there, "My Father's glorified by this, so that you may bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples," or prove to be one of my followers. Through the fruit you're producing, through the actions you're doing, you're proving to be one of His disciples. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. And it also goes back to James 2, kind of what we talked about a couple weeks ago, about faith without works is dead. And
that scares me.
Yeah.
Because, like, today, I was on 52 passing roses.
Yeah.
And somebody was trying to catch a ride and looked kind of sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
Also had to be here. But I didn't help that guy.
Yeah.
I may have not had the best opportunity to help him anyway.
Yeah.
Because I had this to come to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and how often do you do that?
Yeah.
How often do you drive past somebody panhandling at Walmart?
It's something. It's really something to think about. But that's not also saying, well, just go and risk your life and throw all your money away.
Yeah.
No. But
especially in Lexington.
But I don't know. It's something that we fall short in, for sure, of that. The kindness aspect of it all is like, how often do you... I thought it was neat did you notice the stickers that were posted on that trail? It said, "Be kind, say hi." It's like, I tried to say hi to everybody I saw today. It's like, "Hey, how's it going?" Or at least like that. And like you said, they were nicer the second time they saw you.
Definitely.
So
half the people I said hi to didn't say anything. I don't know if you had the same experience.
It was kind of 50-50. Maybe 70-30. But
the people that did say hi,
they were pumped.
They were pumped that I said hi.
Yeah. They were excited. I think a lot of people, Well, when you pass somebody anyways, it kind of startles them. But, like, you're just running for a little bit, and you pass them, and they'll like, give you a little jump. But, I don't know. But, we'll just read James 2:17 again. Even so, faith, even so, if it has no works, is dead. Even so, faith, if it has no works, is dead, being by itself. But someone may say, well, you have faith and I have works. Show me your faith without the works, and I'll show you my faith by my works. That's the hitter right there. I'll show you my faith by my works. That's what proving it is. Like, if I'm going to go run a sub-3 marathon, I can say I'm going to run a sub-3 marathon, but how am I going to prove it? I'm going to go do it. You know, I can say I have a relationship with Christ. Well, how am I going to prove it? Well, I'm actually going to have a relationship with Christ. I'm actually going to follow through with it. I'm going to say we're going to have this set up at the Mushroom Festival. Well, we can say that all we want, but if we don't actually do it, like, you know.
If we're not there, it's because our application was denied. Ball's in your court.
Then we'll be in the Hardy Gas parking lot.
Come see us.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool stuff there. But I also ended with this. It's important to remember that, like, getting into heaven. I mean, we talked about this either last week or the week before. I can't quite remember, but it's not a checklist. Like, you can't, like, well, I'm gonna do so many good actions to get in heaven. Like, no, you couldn't do enough actions to get in heaven.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing you could do to get into heaven. Jesus paid the way for you to get into heaven. So I think that's important to understand as well. John 14:6 says, I'm the way and the truth and the light. No one goes to the Father. Or I'm the way and the truth and the life. No one goes to the Father except through me. So if we know Jesus, we know the Father. We'll follow his commands, and we'll be there with him. So
I'm hunting something.
Anywho. I don't know. That's kind of what I talked about. That's what I talked about yesterday with them. I thought it went very well. There was some conversations kind of after that some of the kids had that kind of contributed. But hopefully they got something out of that. Hopefully the people listening got something out of it. Yeah, what are you looking for over there?
I'm struggling.
What is it?
I can't remember.
Do you know what it is? Like, what the idea is? I'll help you out.
Paul was basically saying that everything he's outlining is attainable if you're actually following Christ.
Yeah, what you were looking for was, or kind of what you were mentioning, I think was Matthew 19, Matthew 19:26, which kind of what you were talking about. We were saying, like, well, all things are attainable with God and stuff. It's kind of what you said, but it said Matthew 19:26 says, Jesus looked at them and said, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. So, yeah, cool stuff. I don't have anything else to talk about, man.
I don't either.
I'm so just brain fried.
I've got a busy evening.
Yeah, and that should go well though. I think that'll go well. Makes me want El Ranchito. I might just
come hang out with us.
Come crash the party.
Dude. You sit with us.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens. No, I gotta go edit this and see what Mom and Dad's doing.
I'm gonna be there at 7.
Shout out Dad, 3rd place at the Rice Station Men's Chili Cookout.
Let's go MH.
Took off. Cats won today. Yeah. Let's see what else happened. That's pretty much it.
I'm ready to wrap this up, dog.
Let's play the song and get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking this long, guys.
If you did.
We need to have a guest on soon.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Not every episode is going to be good. Not every fruit's going to be good fruit. But the thing is, we produced it and we're trying.
We're still trying.
And that's all that matters.
We won't stop trying, baby. The Be Good to Your Brother promise.
Can't stop, won't stop. Dad asked me. Dad asked me today. He said, "So you gonna like call it quits after 1,000? Like, what are you thinking about doing?" So, well, The marathon's on 1,001. And the moment I quit, I ain't going to start it again. Like, so
Yeah.
we're going to go till I can't. I think that's my mentality behind it.
Burn the boats.
Burn the boats, I guess.
Burn the boats.
Whatever that.
We just talked about it.
We just talked about it, but they didn't hear it. Like that part's cut out. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We're going to go till we can't. We're going to go till we don't. And, yeah, I think that's all we can do. Just keep on keeping on. Be good to your brother. Be good to your brother.
All right, everybody. Thank you. That was 55. I forgot my outro. We love you.
Jesus loves you.
Be good to your brother.